Gee, I'm glad it's raining. Yeah. Now, this is someone I really, I just always miss. And I remember when he passed away, they did this, it was, I believe it was a 9 movie marathon. It was of each and every Ernest film. And in between were documentaries of how he, how the Ernest character was created, how he got the job for being, the commercial for all these different, all these different companies, mostly local companies, and then he ended up doing stuff for Mellow Yellow, Toyota, the and is it Thompson's Toyota, and how he got the picture deal for Touchstone and stuff. Jim Varney is one of my heroes with stuff he was what was the inspiration to, I have to say, Howie. He inspired me to create the Howie character. People always say different other, there's a lot of different, but he has to be the main creation, the main inspiration to that character. I remember growing up with this guy. I remember growing up watching him. I remember Ernest Saves Christmas, Ernest Scared Stupid, and he just never seemed dumb to me. He, of course, the character of Ernest was dim, but there was this thing with Ernest that I always connected with. And I went through a very dark phase in my life, and that was kind of what made me want to do this type of character from watching Ernest movies. And, yeah. And Ernest was not just the dumb guy. Jim Varney did not just do Ernest. Jim Varney was in some really good movies. He was a badass in one movie. His Jed Clampett was a perfect Jed Clampett, in my opinion, for the Beverly Hillbillies movie. There was this thing that they did with Ernest. And this was after he died, and it was I'm Ernest P. Ward. And it was just, you were not Ernest. What? Who is this guy? Even as a kid, I'm like, that's not Ernest. Ernest is gone. Ernest passed away. And now they're doing this again with Ernest's son of Ernest. Leave it, let it be. Do what we did with Uncle Buck or Tommy Boy. Let's not have a continuation, and let's just go on with our lives. Stop. Or I mean Matt Foley, Chris Farley. It's just he did a lot of movies that was posthumous. I believe Treehouse Hostage was his last, and then he did, and then there was, no. Toy Story 2 was in November, and then he did, it was Atlantis, was his, final, and there was another one he did with, I believe, Billy Bob Thornton. I believe he was the uncle, but, he did Ernest the Pirate, which I would have loved to see. And I believe they have it somewhere. It's probably on the it's probably on the cutting room floor. I don't know, but I'm sure that I think they were done with that, but they just did not release it. And I guess it was the Shrek thing, But Jim Varney. What Jim Varney meant to me, he was my he was, a lot of people think with Andy Samberg or what was his Will Ferrell. He was my Will Ferrell, you know. A lot of these guys you'll see, like, these guys were my, like, you know, Will Ferrell, my, you know, Bill Hader. So I hope he's like this, and I'm gonna do more of these because these people are worth, you know. So yeah.